Hey guys, I wanted to get some feedback, like how other people see this thing. Uh, the thing is Asperger's. Asperger's is a form of autism, which is just talk about the autism really, but because there's such different levels of autism, you know. There's the Asperger type of autism, more like Daniel Tammet, um, who's who can work, he can do a lot of stuff, and I don't so Asperger's are usually more like Daniel Tammet, that Asperger's can get a master's degree, perhaps even, you know and stuff like that comes. I don't know, it's just academic world is so much better equipped for the minds of Asperger's than the everyday normal world. Like where you have to learn manual tasks. It's easier to do tasks in your head. That's my point, actually, and that's what I'm trying to get at. So my question here is like, because we all with Asperger's, we tend to struggle with this kind of with our perspectives. It's like we go too close and we get stuck there, and we just think about the matter too closely, running through our head all the time, but it just doesn't let us be, and it's usually very, it just, as an Asperger myself, when I just take stuff too seriously, I take life too seriously, I worry about stuff that I should not worry about every minute of my life. It's not just one thing. I mean, like, as an Asperger, we have a tendency to worry about whatever is going on in our, if we have close acquaintances or family or friends, we're also easily overly empathetic due to the fact that we have problems understanding what are the so-called normal people, what goes in their heads. So when they need help, we are overly empathetic because we don't really get it. We don't really get, like, what is normal, what's not. So what can be reasonably expected of us, even though we know that in paper. I was a genius with paper always. At all ages I could have passed tests saying that no, I would understand something of the normal situation in paper, but not really in real life. Not really. I mean, personally, as an Asperger's, this is what I wanted to talk about, like, that there's different methods of helping to get rid of this feeling we have noticed that all the Aspergers in my group carry within. They have fidgety. They don't feel at ease. Never. They never seem to be fully relaxed, at ease. Always they have that kind of a painful look, like they are in some inner pain, and are always nervous that somebody's gonna attack them or something. And no, it cannot be explained that they've all been bullied or something. No, I mean, of course, it's an easy target to be bullied when you're different. Like if you are lacking a leg, if you don't have a limb, you might get bullied because it's an easy target. You're different, you can't defend. Same thing naturally happens with Asperger's as well. With many kids, happened to me, definitely happened to me, big time. But the problem is, it's not the bullying. The problem is that we are already feeling rather. I mean, even at the age of 4 or 5, you'll see an Asperger kid, he ain't been bullied. He's too young to know if he's been bullied or something. But he's still got that look about him or her that he's suffering, he's in pain, he's in physical pain. He would like to break stuff because he can't take this fucking pain anymore, and he would, you know, he's scaring the other kids by hurting himself so bad. He's scaring the other kids by being so angry at times at them because he just loses his patience with them because nobody in the world can understand him besides other autistic people that he has no idea about. And he can't really understand the speech of others either. And you know, this is my at least this is my experience. I know this ain't a unique experience. There's a lot of people like this. Look at this. I think it's temporary, but I got it in jail. It's because of the police. They don't give you anything to wash your hands with for 4 days. It was incredible. You have to poop, and you're supposed to clean your eyes with the same hands. I was asking for soap. I was asking for nurse. Well, I ain't gonna get any because you're supposed to be released soon. Anyway, I want to talk about this fidgety feeling we have now. I don't have it on me because I mean it's there, it's definitely there, and it's bothering me, but I am more relaxed in front of a camera than I am in front of other people, even though I know that potentially this can be watched by a lot more people than just the 1 or 2 people I would have spoken this in front of. But well, hello world. Here I am feeling really shitty, like most autistic people do most of the time, because they're always undecided what can they do, and what can they do now to make themselves feel better. They ain't nothing. They just pace around their houses, and there's no cure. I've tried overeating candies, overeating food. Yeah, you know, when you eat the food of 3 truck drivers, you know, full grown at that, you get this you know, you're about to die of overeating, so you get calm for a while. When you have a high fever, that's the best natural thing that happened to me. And the best natural thing that has happened to me was the discovery of cannabis at the age of 30 years old. I was clean. I had only tried alcohol and tobacco and coffee. Those were and painkillers, you know, for pain, not to be mixed with anything. So those 4 things I had tried before I was 30, and all separately. Well, tobacco and drink sometimes at the same time, but you know, then I tried cannabis at the age of 30, and it really it made a whale of a difference. With cannabis, this whole feeling disappeared. Like I could get the perspective. I was still this close at stuff, but I could also distance myself from it and get the perspective, and just understand life so much better. You know, not in all areas, not so much better, but you know, understand life so much better as a philosopher does. I have since then catched up on my reading. I've studied philosophy while being high. I've learned a lot of new languages while being high on my own, because it's so much easier to study and get stuff done when you're not constantly over afraid of stuff and and what's gonna happen next, and how you're gonna make the next big mistake and everything. So the point of this video is that I wanna get comments. I wanna get comments and about how other Asperger's, how other autistic people feel about this unease they carry, like all the time within, because you know, I mean, I want to get a comment from you if you are one of those people who are diagnosed or believe that they should be diagnosed with a form of autism, and they feel that they are constantly bothered about something about the world or about themselves, or something is always bothering them and they just cannot get a minute's peace besides like plunging themselves into video games, or you know, driving a motorcycle or something that, you know, but it's not real. It's not like it's just that, you know, something really big, you know, somebody has to have like some kind of a big occurrence, like a house burning down in front of you, so you forget the pain. You know, it's the same with the video games. Enough shit happens and you have to react fast. You don't have time to think about your own problems or pain or the physical pain and everything else. It's well, I got just physical pain for quite oversensitive, and plus instead of the natural Asperger movement, swing my hands, I was doing that a lot, and then people well, I get bothered when little girls of my own age, around 5 or 6, started to say, "What the fuck you doing, man? That's stupid." So I started cracking my bones to look more manly, and I've been cracking all my bones so much that they're all busted now. I don't know how I'm gonna walk or use my hands when I get old. So I got physical pain as well. Plus my, you know, my body is also, my bowels and everything is just always feels agitated, like, you know, not just pit of my stomach. It's like always I have to be very careful about what I put in there, or I get this feeling, and I get him now for more than 24 hours, this feeling in my stomach that it doesn't like something acidic or put in there, but this comes very often. So it's a form of what do you call it, mahakatari in my own language. Anyway, how do you cope? How do you cope with this? Because I'm not recommending any cures to anybody. I'm just saying that I don't know how I could tolerate and continue living on and get kicked in the head all the time by society, because they still don't get it. They still don't get autism. They still really treat me like shit every single day. Yet I'm a valuable person. I've paid my taxes for 7 years. I've gone to university. I speak a lot of languages, you know. That's Arabic. In Somali, it's Afiana. In Albanian, Bur, Shish Pokolon, Mirdita. In what is this? No, this is supposed to be 4th already. So, you know, autistic people are bad with this kind of stuff, but they're good in their head. They don't know how to control their body. They don't know how to dance. They don't know how to mimic ideas, use their hands, whatever. But I'm fucking good at driving a car. I'm really good at driving a motorcycle. I'm good with fine coordination. I'm good with kung fu. I'm good with stopping it. But still, you know, this basic stuff is just, well, it got me off the track here. But what I can, yeah, of course, I can continue the list and do like 20 different languages and say a few phrases in those, but that's bullshit, you know. Anybody can learn a few phrases in every single fucking language. But what I can really do is I can really understand Chinese to a level. I read novels in Chinese as well. And my Italian is even better. My Spanish is even better. My Swedish is even better. My English is even better. My Finnish is even better than my English. My Swedish is the same level as my English. My Italian, Spanish are almost not the same level as my English, but yeah, I wouldn't have to prepare. I could just, you know, record in 5 different languages without preparing. Yeah, 5. Yeah, 5 I could do without preparing. Chinese is I have to find words sometimes, you know. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. 我能说中文。我爱中国，我爱 Confucius， 我爱中国的人，我爱中国的茶，我爱北京。I can switch, but I'm lacking words. And you know, think about Daniel Tammet. You know, what if he's really what if he got Asperger's? Because I feel the same about. Because he was saying that in that short documentary on YouTube where he played chess on the streets of United States, that he, as a kid, he got this feeling he was a child, and the numbers would just entice his fascination so much that he would get so strong associations, so strong ideas when he saw a number. I would say I was the same. I associated number 6 with a person that I didn't really know, but I spent 30 minutes with him as a child, sitting in his truck. It was important. I thought the number would suit him. It wasn't like, no, sorry, not number 6. It was like, I think it was 42. I imagine was his number, and there were many strong ideas about numbers in my head, and I was put in prison as a child illegally, and because you know, crazy village people, they try to make everybody normal. I had to stop all this number stuff, but what fascinated me was also the languages. I must take back the village people comment, because it's not the whole village, of course. It's just a few crazy individuals who will ruin your life. But not completely. I'm still breathing. I don't know. I might have 1 year or 2 to live. I haven't completely destroyed my health yet. Though, you know, alcohol was a very stupid thing, because it was the only legal thing, and with alcohol you feel like you can it's not as good as having a high fever, but it certainly helps on using your brain. So, but you know, when you look at people in liquor stores who go there every single day or every week and like drink, but they also work well, those people, I don't know, I really don't recommend drinking to anybody. It's you know, in the short run there's problems with drinking. You're too drunk, it's 4 a.m, it's cold out, you have to get home, you have no idea how to get home, you don't have money, nobody's helping you, everybody's a piece of shit. And on the long run, drinking is a really you know, it'll change your face, it'll change your liver, it'll make you die painfully and fast. I mean, painfully and younger than you should if you hadn't touched the booze and so forth. It's really, but we're not here to talk about alcohol. I got the same feeling about the numbers than Daniel Tammet did about the. I got it about the letters of words. I was fascinated by words even before I could read, and I just had a very, very strong sense that that word is very beautiful when it's written down, and that word is so and so, and thus I would always remember how to spell a word, even though I was just on my first year of learning how to read and write. I had no idea how to read and write before I went to school. They taught me that, and on my first year I never made spelling mistakes. I was really good at that. Everything else I was bad at school, but I was good at not making spelling mistakes. So autism much. So I was very fascinated by words, and I think I had a sense for the beauty of the words, and how the and then I started to see the different stagnations of loan words in the English language and so forth. So it is. So I've got my language skills working full days, and then just trying to find some kind of comfort in this world that has scared me to bits ever since I was 5 and still does, just because I still have things to discover about other people that I don't feel that I fully understand other people, and I never did. I never understood them before. Even when I was really drunk, I felt like I can't understand other people. I'm still very different, and that difference set me in a loop, thinking that well, if I'm slower to respond, that's a group of guys, and I'm gonna join into the circle, and we're gonna they're just talking, chit-chatting, whatever. It's a 15-minute break from somewhere, from school or work, whatever the situation is. I want to join in. I want to feel like everything's going okay in my life. I'm normal, I have friends. Well, I can't have that because I join in one of these rings of people, and they'll just I'm slower. I'm slower to be part of that ring. I'm slower to respond. So being slower just leads me to thinking that why am I slower? I didn't know what is autism. I was 30 years old. I had no idea. I had seen the Rain Man. I didn't know anything else. I didn't certainly identify myself as, oh my god, as autistic, because I had no idea there's this form of autism that looks like this. I didn't know the symptoms even, and so I just questioned myself, like, why am I so slow to respond? Have I got something to hide? Because that's what other people usually think, that if you you have to think very carefully before you open your mouth, then you must be you must get some big ass secrets. What are you, a murderer boy, a pedophile boy? All these fucking questions would not leave me alone, because I feel, why am I so different? I could not understand. Am I a Dexter in the making? Like, am I gonna be a serial killer or something someday? Doesn't anything make me tick? Because I was starting to question like that, if I can't fully relax, then that there's nothing, like other people, they seem at ease rather quick when they are doing something they like. or are hanging with a group of people they chose, their peers, their friends, they really seem relaxed, you know. They don't seem like me who needs to like no matter how many years I've met the people daily, it's still not, it just doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel comfortable, nothing feels comfortable, you know. I can also lose myself in video games, I can drive my motorcycle, I can drive cars, I've driven across a continent in a week alone, no problem. But the feelings are still there, even if I'm doing something that I really like. It's still, I'm still doing it as an autistic person. It doesn't completely make my mind empty of the worries. I'm very, and yeah, of course we all have worries, and life is not easy. But come on, life is even more difficult when you have the same worries than the other people. We also, I'm autistic, I have to fight for myself. I don't have some fancy paper saying that I deserve special treatment. No, I don't get any. I don't get any. I'm just fighting in the normal world, fending for myself. And plus, in addition to that, when I have succeeded, when in once in 10 years I've succeeded, done something right, and I'm not being abused or taken advantage of, and I'm just coming home alone after a hard day at work, I still can't relax, unlike you, you know. And so the whole point of this video is to just get some comments and feedback, like how other people are dealing with this lack of perspective. I have a great many perspective. I was a Houdini at writing a thesis with, and you know, and imagining others' perspectives, and you know, all that, and arguments. But still, I'm lacking perspective. I admit it. I'm lacking a lot of perspective. It's not, even though I can understand things from different angles, it's really difficult when it's something very important. I get stuck this close and I can't get away, really. I can't, you know. I'm not a stalker or anything, I just mean like stuff that worries us all. Yeah, I'm fighting with them like every minute, many times within 1 minute. Feel like shit. So only thing I used to do was to hurt myself, to have something else to think about, like cracking that would be hurt enough. And as a child, it was more at the age of 4 or 5. I would just hit my head so that, you know. But now I have a better method. I don't beat myself in the head anymore, because I don't know. First I was worried that was the reason I was autistic, because I was so different. And then I started thinking I'm a Dexter, or I'm a pedophile, or I'm a somebody who likes to fuck the cows, because, you know, as an autistic guy you don't get a lot of pussy. So when you actually see a cow in the field and it's the first pussy you see in your life, you get a fucking boner, because you have a man's body. And then as an autist, I took it very seriously. I was like, oh my god, is this the reason why I've been so different all my life and so slow? I'm an animal fucker. No, I ain't. I just get a fucking boner when I see a pussy. But now that I've actually had chance to copulate, have relations with a woman, and I've seen it up close, I know that I like it. I like it human. I like it adult. I like it female. Yeah, but that's just an example of how confused you can be with your bloody autism, and how bloody dangerous is that when you have people who think that they might be serial killers. And you know, I used to also do crazy stuff. I would go to Russia. I would you know, for a holiday I would do the craziest Russian shit ever, like one slip of the finger, like one hand, if I was using my two hands to climb very dangerous places in Russia, in St. Petersburg. And if I make one mistake, I'm dead. And I'm not even dead at an instant. It's gonna be a horrible death, because I just thought that, you know, I was starting to hate myself so much, because nothing just works. Nothing takes away the difference. Nothing lets me be normal even for a few minutes, besides fever. And I've only had high fever enough for that when I was a kid, and once in my 30s. Both times were almost deadly. So lethal is the word for deadly. Deadly is just a dumb person word. I'm a foreigner. I haven't even I learned these languages. I learned my English on my own, basically. This English is not thanks to having spoken English so much. No, this is thanks to having studied alone, and thanks to there being some great novels written in English, so that I've had something interesting to read about. Good language use there as well. I love Jack London and many others. Many great Americans.